Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spit It Out podcast. My name is Eric.
Ashley.
JC.
And Joey.
Welcome back to the Spit It Out podcast. Episode 5, Season 2. Time is rolling. As you all know, it's Black History Month. And I want to start things off with that because the civil rights movement, as important as it was in history, it's still a lot of work to be done till this day.
Over 60 years, still a lot to push through, and there's a lot of remarkable progress that's been made over that time. And even though I think most of us are not directly involved with it, we still appreciate a lot of individuals that have created movements that have made things happen in ways that should have already been there, or much sooner. But I'm glad we're finally getting to somewhere where we can all be treated equal.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. There's a lot of figures throughout history. I mean, just to name a few, you got Malcolm X, you got Martin Luther King Jr., you got Jackie Robinson. There's so many more, Muhammad Ali, and
Harriet Tubman,
and Rosa Parks, and
Frederick Douglass,
Barack Obama. All these people who've made an impact for equality. The thing with Obama was it wasn't like a deliberate impact where he was like, oh, I'm going for equality, this, that. But seeing an African-American rise to power as the president of the United States, in my opinion, the best president that we've had in the 20th century. It's amazing to see that from where they started to where it is now and where it could be. The issues right now are all over the news. You see police brutality and racism still thriving when it shouldn't. Even on Xbox, playing online, you hear people say things that shouldn't be said in public. And it's a shame that we still see a massive divide when it shouldn't be that way.
That's true. And over the past year, I've definitely seen a lot more support for independent businesses, artists, whether it's in the creative drawing, sculpting atmosphere or the music atmosphere. A lot of support for them to get their name out there, to be acknowledged. Again, getting that representation in so that it can inspire many others.
This is something I didn't know, okay? I was raised in Mexico and schooled in Mexico. Over there, I never heard about Black History Month. And right now I'm doing some research here, and it says Black History Month is an annual observance originated in the United States. So literally, it was just from here.
That's true.
That's why, because when I came here, I started listening about the Black History Month and everything, but I have no clue, and I don't know you when I did this, but I truly didn't care for that. So I have never looked into that, I have heard about other people, like Rosa Parks, she stand up for herself in the past, and stories like that, like Martin Luther King, the things that he did, and the way he fought against oppression and everything, he didn't needed a gun or insult people or attack radically with massive protests and everything, he was just like, I believe in something, and his belief, it was planted as a seed in million other people's that follow him because he believed in something, and that's all I knew, and right now I'm here like looking up to this. He started here in the United States, and after that he moved to Canada, and now it's also been observed in Ireland, Netherlands, and United Kingdom. And Black Month history is being celebrated here in USA and Canada in February, like now this month, the current month, and Europe is in October.
It's interesting that you said that. It's like different cultures have different events. It's like Christmas. Remember we had the Christmas episode?
Right.
Christmas to JC is different than Christmas to us because we're Americans.
That's true.
Black History Month, like you said, is something that he's never heard of until coming here. I'm not saying Black History Month should be celebrated worldwide. I think it should matter in places where it's more affected by it,
Okay.
but there's still issues that could be solved. Like America, like I say, police brutality and all that. But yeah, I mean, you look at all these civil rights activists. Martin Luther King, he didn't raise his hand once. He was always about his speeches and his words and his philosophies. And then you see a lot of protesting now. It makes you wonder, like, who really got things done, like with the violence and all that, and the looting, and vandalism. I feel like that's more of a step backwards to their cause versus a step forward.
Right. Well, I believe if I recall correctly, and I'm working from what I've learned in elementary school. Luckily, that was a thing I had grown up with, and hopefully some other people in here have shared that as well. When growing up in the United States, we've learned about Black History Month in school, that we would be acknowledging a lot of these important figures, no matter what type of school it was. I mean, I was in a Catholic school, and we still knew about them. We still studied them in February, or had posters of them in the hallways. From what I recall, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were roughly around the same time for civil rights movement, and they both had different perspectives on how to get the message across. Something like we see nowadays, I guess, would be more equated to like the Malcolm X method, where it's taking a lot more action than speech. And I'm not saying all of it is going to work, none of it's going to work, but you have to think about what action is actually going out there and what that represents, if that's actually delivering the message across.
Yeah, I think it's just a negative message when you see that stuff, because then you wonder, like, all right, if I see people in that ethnic group, like I said, looting and all that stuff and vandalism, and then they question why the cops are such on edge. Well, now I see why. It makes sense. It doesn't help their cause. I think I prefer the Martin Luther King way, where it's more speech and peace and promoting positivity without doing negative actions. But it's all a matter of perspective. I've always thought that you can't let one bad batch ruin the whole orchard. Right? It's not all black people are thugs, right? Not all white people are racist. Not all cops are racist or mean or abusive power, aggressive. Yeah. Okay, I have friends who are cops who are the nicest people. I have friends who are black who are intelligent, going places, genuinely good people, and I also have friends that are white that I don't like. People, it ranges, depends on the person, the vibe, but it's just a shame when you start generalizing a whole group just because of a few bad seeds.
Yeah, you're right. And also, I have when the years started the Black History on each country I just mentioned before. Like in the United States, Black History Month started in 1970, and it was set by a black educators and the black United students at Kent State University in February 1969. And the first celebration of the month took place at Kent State. 1 year later, from January 2 to February 28th, it was the whole month. So they started doing the whole month. In the United Kingdom, it started in 1987. In Canada, it started in 1995. Republic of Ireland in 2010. So these events are recently for other countries, It's not like it's been for over a century.
Well, I've been to Ireland, and Ireland, there's not many diversity, and they're the nicest people, but you just don't really see people of color unless they're visiting. Because when I was out there, I remember I texted JC, I was just like, I think there's 3 brown people in Ireland right now, and I'm one of them. But even my friends, like, when I was trying to work out there, they're like, you're better off in London where it's so diverse, where you see nothing but different diversity. They're like, here in Ireland, you're going to stick out as a sore thumb and they're not going to hire you. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah, it's another thing. It's not just, yes, it is Black History Month, but I think it's more than just that. I think it's civil rights in regards to everyone. you've heard this before, like, oh, all lives matter, and yeah, we get that. We're not saying that only black lives matter, but women don't get treated right, don't get equal opportunity in corporate America versus a man or a male person in corporate America. We talked about this in the past already. Pay as far as athletes, they're not the same.
Yeah, no matter the profession.
Yeah, so it's equality for all that should be the goal.
Right, and so I've heard this from other groups that if you push towards one thing, especially with something like Black Lives Matter, it'll pave the way for other things to get through. Mm. And that honestly could have applied over, again, the past 6 decades with, when you have more civil rights protests for black people, then you can get it for the Hispanics, you can get it for anyone from Europe, from Asia.
Civil rights activist that I admire the most, because I'm a baseball player and fan of baseball, is Jackie Robinson. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anyone saw the movie 42.
42.
Great movie.
Oh, yeah.
But it shows the hardships that he had to go through. Getting called the N-word left and right, and being called all these racist terms, and having things thrown at him, and the pressure he has. I mean, baseball is a hard enough sport as it is, and then you add all those outside factors outside the game. It's I couldn't imagine what it would be like to be him in that situation. Mm-hmm. But going off what Joe said, because he was able to break the color barrier in baseball, now you got Dominicans. Mexico has a big baseball team.
That's right.
If you look at the Olympics of baseball, it's called Worlds, and basically best in the USA, best in Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Mexico, China, Taiwan, like all these players, Japan, stuff like that. I feel like that wouldn't be possible without Jackie Robinson, because he paved the way, like Joe said, for other races to have a chance in the game of baseball.
And on that movie, my 3 favorite scenes on that movie are the first one, when everybody in the locker room they gather together because they sign up the letter for the owner of the team saying that they were not gonna play because Jackie's in the team. Mm-hmm. And the coach comes to them and he goes, "I don't give a fuck if you guys wanna play with him or not. Get in your head. More of them are coming, and they're coming because they know how to play. Mm-hmm. You guys wanna stay here? You're welcome. You guys wanna take your things? Get the fuck out of here." Yeah. And I was like, holy shit. And it was true because more of them were going to come.
Yeah.
That was just the beginning of that chocolate chip.
That was a powerful scene. Yeah. I remember that. He was saying, like, I don't care if they're yellow, brown, colored striped like a zebra. Mm-hmm. If they're good enough to play on this team, they're playing.
And they're staying, and that's my favorite, one of the scenes. The second one is when the pitcher starts throwing at him. And he was really pissed off, and he goes off the plate, and he goes to the alley, to the dressing room, and he starts hitting the wall with the bat, and he breaks it. And the guy comes to him and he goes, "You know why I choose you? Because I know you're the only person that can face these problems. If you right now give up, they're winning." And he lifts up his face to him and he's like, "That's the reason you choose me." And I choose you because I believe in you. You can change the sport.
I mean, that coach really left it all on the line. I mean,
no, but that was the owner.
Yeah, the owner, my bad.
The owner
left it out on the line. And if you remember the movie, he got death threats that we're going to kill your kid, we're going to kill your family.
Well, the owner, because the people were sending letters to him.
He didn't care. He was like, "No, what? I believe in this, and this is what's right."
Yeah, and the third one, and this is the most important for me at that moment, it was when the little kid is on the sitting section with his dad and everything.
The little white kid?
The little white kid. And his dad is screaming, "Negro, get the hell out of here, you don't know how to play." And the kid look at him like saying, like, should I say that or no?
And then he does.
And he does. And that proves to you that racism, it comes from your family. Yeah. From people around you. You were born racist.
It comes from your peers.
It comes from the people around you.
Yeah.
Educating you. Bad or good, they're educating you. And at that moment, because the kid, it looked like he never say a bad word to a black person. You can tell. The kid is pure soul. But being at that environment at that moment, he had to say it. Mm-hmm. And after that, he was like feeling good or no, but after that, he was going to continue being racist, underlook all the other people. because for them it wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
So for me, those three scenes are the ones that really, really mark on that movie for me. Those are the three scenes that really, really I pay attention to on the movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I highly recommend it. Baseball fan or not, it's just a phenomenal movie about courage and willpower and determination against all odds kind of stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
phenomenal movie. Piggybacking off what JC just said, one scene that I always loved is when, I believe it's a shortstop. He runs over to first base where Jackie Robinson's playing, and he puts his arm around him, and everyone in the stand starts booing, and then you can hear the dialogue between Jackie Robinson and the shortstop. I forgot his name, but he thanks Jackie Robinson, saying thank you, and he's like, for what? For giving me an opportunity to show that we can change and all that, and then hopefully one day we all be wearing a number 42.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
Truly inspiring scene that a player that was on the fence if he wanted to play with Jackie or not now embraces him like a brother. It's like, you know, you're part of this team. One day we will all strive to be like you and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Fun fact, if you're not a baseball fan, you might not know this, but number 42 is the only number in baseball that no one can wear.
You didn't retire. Uh-huh.
Really?
No one can wear 42 ever
no
again.
On any team?
Any team. It doesn't matter.
Wow. I never knew that.
Chadwick Boseman did a phenomenal job on that one.
Yeah, he was a really good actor, you know. And when I find out that he died, and especially because of cancer, you know, it was like, it made me remember a lot of other things, you know, because cancer is a silent death, you know. And I remember seeing a lot of comments of him and other things like, oh, you're getting too skinny, you're not feeding yourself and everything. And I remember all those comments, but I thought it was like, you know, like people just want to be mean, you know, like something that you don't like about something and you just start criticizing, you know, not looking yourself at the mirror, how you look. You know, but, and I didn't think like he was sick, you know. I thought maybe he was getting ready for another role in another movie like many other actors. Like all of a sudden they're 300 pounds and going down to 150 because now they need to play different role. So that's what I thought when I saw one picture of him, you know, being skinny. And when I found out that he died and everything, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It was really bad, you know, because it's a silent death. Cancer is a silent death. I've seen it on my own eyes and everything, how they look, how everything goes, and how the sickness starts eating the person. Then really, it is. You just die every day by day, you know.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we talked about this in a time episode, like, you know, make the most of your time. You never know when your time card's going to be punched. With Chadwick Boseman, though, it's like he starred in 42, Black Panther, and all these great movies, all while battling the cancer.
That's true.
So it's like, yeah, and he kept it to himself, too. He was like, you know what, I'm not going to bring my fans down. I'm not going to show any pity kind of stuff. I'm just going to do my job till the end. And
yeah, another good movie that I love of him is like the James Brown, the
James
singer.
Brown, the singer, yeah.
Yeah, on that one, he also is really good on that movie. I love that other movie from him, you know.
Yeah, I was in shock when I found out he passed. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. A very cool thing that I just found out. One of Joe's friends was saying how Jon Favreau, he directed Iron Man, and he was Iron Man's driver, that guy. He also directed, helped write, produce, and Mandalorian and all that. But anyway.
The actor from the Cook movie.
Chef.
Too, yeah.
The chef.
Yes.
The actor.
Yep, that's him.
From the Chef movie.
He was given the title of overseer for both Marvel and Star Wars. And he announced saying that Black Panther is dead. There's no one else that will play him.
That's it.
And that's it.
As a character.
Yeah. As a character. And I think that's a phenomenal thing to do.
Yeah.
It's pretty honorable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's sad.
And honestly, that kind of suits oddly well with this phase of Marvel going forward, because you're seeing a lot of superheroes that have been there for the past 10 years of movies. It's a lot of movies to go through.
Yeah, I mean, Iron Man's gone, Captain America's gone.
Exactly. Now you're getting like a new wave of people that are going to move in. I mean, Falcon is going to take on the shield from Captain America. There's a handover from Thor as far as power goes. So I I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm embracing it.
But as far as other civil rights activists, who are some of your favorites?
For me, it's Rosa Parks. Yeah, because I think like the way she did it, it was like peaceful and also representing the power of a great leader, no backing down for nothing. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard the story about him, how about her, how she did it and everything, at that moment, I learned from her. It probably was like 25, 28 years old. So that back in the day, my mind it was like, "You're crazy. You do something like that, you know?" Because I wasn't open to see more than that. But now that I see the power that she had at that moment is like incredible, you know. Because as I say, you know, like here in Martin Luther King and other great leaders, and I have to say that, you know, are so far I haven't heard a black leader that is being taken and gone and say we're gonna do this because with the power of the guns.
Yeah, I mean, violence is interesting. Like, I'm not for violence, but I'm also not against it either. I think there's a time and a place where violence is okay in regards to protecting yourself and protecting the people you care about.
Right.
Other than that, don't be violent. Don't, try to bully someone, beat them up, or, rob people and cause harm and things like that. But if someone, tries to hurt someone I care about or myself, if I have to resort to violence, I will. But
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the way to do it.
other than that, I think, just be a good human being.
Yeah, a lot of practices will use violence as more of as a defense, not an offense.
Yeah, I mean, I studied Kung Fu for 10 years, and
There you go.
the first thing that they said was, if you want to learn this to beat people up, we're not going to teach you. I mean, I was 5 years old, so I didn't know what the hell was happening. My dad just said yes, yes, yes to all the questions, but but I do remember the questions. It's, if you're going to do Kung Fu, it's for self-defense, for yourself or others, or people you care about. It's for the health benefits, the workout of it, and it's the art, the beauty of it. Those are the 3 reasons you study it. If your reasoning is anything other than that, we can't teach you. So, and I believe that. I think, from that training, I know I go a little off the screws with video games, but I think in the grand scheme of things, I think I have pretty decent self-control in regards to violent acts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The controllers don't get any help.
We gotta keep like tally marks.
Yeah, right.
Or like a flip a number calendar and see like it has been this many days since the controller's been replaced.
Mm-hmm. So
Another one I wanted to mention as far as a civil rights activist, and this is one I remember reading about in high school. This was required reading, mind you. Maya Angelou. And I remember that we read one of her many autobiographies. She's a very well written poet as well. I remember reading I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, and a lot of stuff, a lot of heavy stuff in there from what I remember of how other people treated her when she was just going out to the store with her parents, or how she had problems with her family, but still stuck through all of that. And she still saw what was good in people despite all of the adversity and personal trauma she's had.
another thing I just thought of, if you know me, I'm very patriotic. I support the troops, the cops, and all that. The good ones. Let me clarify that. But there's this documentary on Netflix called Medal of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in the name. It's a documentary on all the, I think there was 12 episodes in that season. So it's 12 different Medal of Honor recipients, what they did, how they award the Medal of Honor.
Okay.
If you don't know this, the Medal of Honor is the highest award you can get in the military.
Right.
Okay? So...
Is that similar to the Purple Heart? Or am I
No,
thinking
no.
of something
Purple
different?
Heart is when you get injured.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
No, Medal of Honor, you have to be like almost Captain America-esque, like, to get that. Like, you have
for
to
heroic acts.
Yeah, you have to be above and beyond.
Okay.
Okay. I think in all of the military, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this, but I think it's around 3,000 people have gotten the Medal of Honor. So think about how many people served this country throughout the years. Only 3,000 people get it. The episode I'm thinking
Yeah,
of...
I just looked it up. It's about 3,500 people.
Okay. But in the episode that I'm thinking of, there's this black sergeant in World War II. Crazy story about that. Because of the color of his skin, he had prior experience with military. But when he joined the American war efforts, they deranked him completely. Like, you gotta start from scratch.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so that's one thing. This guy was phenomenal. He volunteered to charge this like hidden base in like the fields to try to find, where the artillery is coming from, this, that, whatever. In process of doing that, he was shot. Grenade fragments got him, and in bad shape. Long story short, he gets to the area where he was trying to get to, and takes 2 German prisoners, and brings them back to the safety of all the other soldiers on the American side, all while interrogating them in German. He spoke German fluently.
Oh, yeah.
So, I bring that up, it's because someone of that caliber, with those skills, and you're demoting him because of the color of his skin, is not right. Like, he obviously deserved to be a captain or whatever from the start, not even have to re-earn that rank.
Right, yeah. All of his experience and qualifications should have
been, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
But in the middle of that episode, which I love, the fact that each episode they give you a little bit of history of that time or that war or whatever. German prisoners were allowed to sit on the transport trains, and the black American soldiers had to stand. Let me say that one more time. The German prisoners that were captured were given a seat before the black soldiers. They said that in the episode, and I was like, I'm thinking to myself, crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, these guys are fighting for the country and doing their job, and they have to stand.
Yeah, they're enlisted with your army.
Right. But the enemy soldiers who are white get to sit down.
Right.
I thought that was insane. I couldn't believe that.
Well, Papi, this has been, I think, like what you say right now, like the German prisoners were sitting and the American soldiers were standing, like...
Not Americans, but black American
soldiers.
The
black American soldiers, okay? They were standing up. I think, like you say, it's messed up and everything, And I cannot say anything else, like how they feel and everything. But you see, according to movies, there's a lot of movies that show that. How they are treated, in the military. Yeah. Like, for example, definitely. Men of Honor. Have you ever watched the movie Men of Honor? With Cuba Jr. and Robert De Niro?
No,
when he wants to be a diver sea. You see, in this movie is so awesome because this black person becomes the first diver sea, the deep ones.
Yeah, deep sea diver.
Deep sea diver, He becomes the first one. He goes through all the pain, and the movie show how they were trying for him to quit. They did a lot of messed up to him and everything. And after that, he had a bad accident. He lost his leg and everything. And he wanted to continue with his career and everything. And again, they put a lot of obstacles against him for him to quit. But the way he goes and overcomes all the story in the movie is so awesome. And it's the same thing. See, him being in the middle of all this expert, being an expert and everything, he steals on the movie. They put him apart, away from everybody else. When he has the same rank as the other white soldiers or white divers and everything, and they still put him, on the side.
Yeah. So I never saw that movie.
That's a really good movie.
I'm gonna add that to my list.
Yeah, that's a really good movie, Men of Honor.
But in regards to, train situation where the German prisoners were able to sit, black American soldiers had to stand. For me, that was the first time I ever heard anything like that, and I was just in awe, in awe. But yeah, so February is interesting. There's a lot of events happening. Valentine's Day is coming up soon. But this Sunday, today, is Super Bowl.
It is? Sorry, I'm not really... I'm not as enthused about sports as other people. And for me, it's kind of like an obligation as a holiday. Where it's like, oh, yeah, I should probably watch this because everybody's watching it.
As you should.
Not to say I don't have a good time with it. I've definitely gone to friends' houses to celebrate with it, or even stayed at home with my family, and we make snacks and everything while watching the game. But I'm sorry, I wasn't really raised with a lot of sports, or especially football, to keep up with it throughout the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't keep up with it throughout the whole season. I mean, I just from watching Sports Center on my on Snapchat here and there, I kind of have like the highlights here and there, but I never missed one Super Bowl. It's whether it's at a party, friend's house,
Right.
my house, or this for the Super Bowl this year, I'm gonna go to my sister's house. And with COVID still happening, you still have to enjoy it for sure, but stay safe, wear a mask, social distance. Don't throw a complete banger with 50 kids or 50 people and drinking and all that crap. Enjoy responsibly, enjoy the game, and a lot of things happen with the Super Bowl. A lot of people solely watch it for the halftime show and or commercials. Actually,
Me too.
but it's an event, and I enjoy it. I do.
Like you say, the Super Bowl. In Mexico, I barely watch it. When I came here, I started watching it more often because back in the day I used to work at this catering company, and the Super Bowl they have a huge menu for that. It's like, and that's when I started like going home and watch the Super Bowl more often. And I remember for me, there's just two games so far on the Super Bowl that I've been like, wow, that was amazing. The first one, it was the Giants against the Patriots in 2008.
I remember that.
That I couldn't believe how the Giants flip over the game and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they won. And I was like, I thought the Patriots had the whole game and everything. And all of a sudden, the Giants flipped the coin and they won the game, And the other one is the Patriots again against the Seahawks.
Oh, I remember that. Oh
That game,
God.
all those points against
Not
the
even that.
Patriots.
I remember that game. There's a specific play where they fucked it all up. Where when you're at the 2-yard line, you don't pass the ball. You run it.
You run.
So the
It's
Seahawks,
not worth it.
the Seahawks
Mhm.
threw
Tried
it,
to
and
pass
it
it,
got
yeah.
intercepted. And because of that happening, they didn't score, and the Patriots win.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I remember that. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was yelling at the TV. I was like,
Yeah.
"You fucking idiot! I don't even follow football, and I know that. Like, shut the." But it's
Yeah.
cool. It's like I said, it's quite the event. Halftime shows are always fun to watch. I'll be honest with you, not that I don't like modern music or like hip hop and all that stuff. I do, but I miss the good old days when I had like a rock, like classic rock bands play and just jam out on the stage. Like Tom Petty and Heartbreakers had a great one.
That's true.
The Who had a phenomenal concert.
The Who
Bruce
was a good
Springsteen
one.
had a great one.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. I think Paul McCartney performed in one.
Yeah, I forget which one it was, but I do remember.
Yeah, like those are all awesome. I'm like, yo, you gotta bring back the old bands, man. But like, times are changing. I'm not saying like Beyonce or Bruno Mars or Maroon 5 or Katy
Black Eyed
Perry
Peas.
did bad. Black Eyed Peas sucked. I'm sorry. That's the one that was the worst.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I struck a chord.
That was the only one I did not like. I was like, this is trash.
What was that?
Black Eyed Peas? Oh, I don't remember. All I know is after that Super Bowl halftime show, they never.
I can't remember that one. Black Eyed Peas.
I
I don't
enjoyed
remember that
some
one.
of it. At least,
Yeah.
even if they aren't my favorite band, I still recognize the songs a little
Yeah.
bit better. I mean, like, I've watched other Super Bowls where I'm like, I'm familiar with the artist, but I only know like 1 or 2 songs, like The Weeknd. I have no idea what the lineup will be like.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
mean-
sure the music will still be good, but it's not something I've listened to.
Yeah, I only know like 3-4 songs. Yeah, for the weekend, I hope he doesn't botch the performance like his, plastic surgery. But I can see him doing, Blinding Lights and other songs. That's all I can think of in my head right now. But yeah, Super Bowl's fun. The food's phenomenal. I love the food during the Super Bowl.
What's your favorite food for Super Bowl?
Wings. Can't go wrong.
Oh yeah.
With
Wings?
with blue cheese. Mm.
For me, are wings, mozzarella sticks,
Oh, yeah.
and pizza.
Like the pizza bagels?
No, regular pizza.
Oh, just regular size pizza.
Yeah,
Okay.
regular size
Yeah.
pizza.
With my
Yeah.
family, we usually have the
me.
mozzarella sticks. We have maybe onion rings. We have the pizza bagels, the little tiny ones. They're always fun to grab a few.
Dozen.
Yeah, because
How many does it exactly?
I would house those pizza bagels. This is so good.
yeah, because that's what it is. The Super Bowl
Yeah.
food, you know, it's like or like you say, finger sandwiches, you know,
Oh,
or
sliders. and stuff like that.
sliders, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Hmm.
I actually do like it, it's kind of fun for me if I'm around the grocery stores like Walmart or something or ShopRite or whatever. At least before COVID, you know, if I'm just picking up stuff around that time of the year, it was kind of cool to see how they decorated because they really like set up its own section just for Super Bowl gear. The food, the snacks,
The beers and
the beers, the like coolers, anything that you would need for it was all in one place. I remember in some stores, I think Stop and Shop used to do this. They would set up each of the 12 can boxes of sodas and arrange it to either a number based on the team or maybe the color scheme of one of the teams that's playing in the Super Bowl or something like that. It was just like it almost felt artistic. It was like a nice, display.
The one thing I love about the Super
It's
Bowl
like,
though
it's big.
is when they go all out. Like I'm talking about all out for the national anthem. Like they get a superstar of a musician to sing it, and by the jets flying by
Yeah.
and a giant flag in the middle, and it's just feels good.
Well, if they do it right, because I do remember.
Oh, there's some
botched
botched. Oh my
ones.
God, there's some really bad.
Was it?
What's the one?
Fergie.
Oh, Fergie.
Fergie, yeah, no. Well, that's another point against Black Eyed Peas.
See, fuck them, they suck. Anyway,
I'm trying to remember.
yo,
if
that was
Christine-
so bad.
Were you here in New Jersey when the Super Bowl was here in
MetLife.
MetLife?
I think
no.
I was here. I mean, I didn't go.
Because right now that you mentioned the military jets, I saw him. I was at the park and I saw it flying. I was like, what the hell is happening? I forgot that
Yeah,
he was gonna be there. Yeah, because I was at the park that day. I was running.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now that's when I gotta go back home. I gotta go watch the game.
I mean, I love. If you know me, Luke Bryan's my favorite country artist. He did the Super Bowl for when it was Atlanta versus, was it Patriots again? I don't know. Atlanta Falcons were playing, and Luke Bryan did the Super Bowl national anthem. Phenomenal. But nothing beats Lady Gaga's performance on one of the Super Bowls. I think that was probably the best.
She's a fantastic singer.
Mm-hmm. And she just did it also for the inauguration, too. She did the national
yeah.
Star Spangled Banner as well.
That's right.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah,
did that. Yeah, she
she's
sang
awesome.
the national anthem.
So yeah, just keep in mind overall this month, enjoy your Valentine's Day when it comes. We'll be talking about that in a separate episode, so be ready for that
Next week.
next week, I believe, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
And Black History Month, it shouldn't just be dedicated to just 1 month to raise awareness. You got to do it 365 days a year. Inequality is something that is present and it's real, and if you think it's not, then you're just feeding the fire. So do a little bit of self reflection and think about others once in a while. And
As I've heard many times over the past year, it's not that hate can dispel hate. Only love can dispel hate. So spread as much love as you can.
yeah, for sure. It's love, kindness, respect, be understanding to one another. I mean, I've said this multiple times throughout this podcast so far. It's because it's the truth. If you do those things, you yourself, will be a happier person, more positive, and you're making a positive impact on other people as well. The golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. You don't want to be yelled at. You don't want to be beaten. You don't want to do that stuff. So why would you do it to someone else?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the Super Bowl, enjoy it. Whether you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan or a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, Tom Brady the GOAT.
Or you just want to see what this year's Doritos commercial is going to be.
Yeah, regardless, enjoy the event. Spend it with people you care about. But of course, with COVID, like I said, stay safe, do it the right way, and just enjoy the day.
Yes. Okay, guys, and thank you very much for being here with us on the second season, episode 5 already, my friends, alright? And like Eric and Joe say, my friends, just spread kindness out there, okay? And just try to help everybody, And I know sometimes it's hard because people treat us bad, but you just always represent yourself, who you are, okay, my friends? And also don't forget to follow us on Instagram the podcast and DM us for any topics that you want us to touch, okay, my friends? And thank you very much and enjoy this Super Bowl.
Be safe, enjoy yourself, and have fun. Remember that COVID is still here.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Take care.
Bye.